News 8 Now at 11 starts now.
This Wilson High School honor student is one of more than 100 being kept away from the school prom.
I'm missing one assignment. How is that fair?
Is this new prom policy fair? Make up your own mind after you hear our story.
And
News 8 has learned hundreds of bricklayers who walked off jobs across the region today will be back on the job tomorrow, but they aren't happy about it.
a News 8 Now special report.
Fact or fiction? Wearing high heels gives you varicose veins? Tonight in a special report, Elizabeth Harness with the truth about medical myths.
Plus,
It's a story that's captured the nation's attention, a runaway bride.
I could see where it would happen.
Tonight, hear from a local wedding planner and a bride-to-be about those last-minute wedding jitters.
also,
After a breakup 40 years ago, he threw his class ring into the ocean. Wait until you hear how he got it back.
see the difference every day. This is News 8 Now.
Good evening, everyone. It's a rite of passage for high school juniors and seniors everywhere.
But News 8 Now has learned more than 100 Wilson Magnet High School students are being barred from their prom. News 8 Now's Rachel Barnhart has a follow-up to a strict prom policy we were first to tell our viewers about. Rachel?
Well, Maureen, students who had 2 or more illegal absences or had 1 or more missed assignments between mid-March and the end of April are not allowed to go to the prom. They got the bad news over the weekend and at least vowing a fight.
The senior prom is like one of the most important events besides graduation.
Christina Douglas went to her junior prom last year, and it may be the only prom memory she'll ever have.
I couldn't believe when I got that letter that Christina was among one of the students that could not go to her prom.
The form letter went out over the weekend, telling parents their children would have to stay home on prom night. District officials tell News 8 out of the school's 561 juniors and seniors, 142 can't go to the prom. That's 1 out of 4 upperclassmen.
That is ridiculous. I mean, you're going to deny people their senior prom.
How could a principal even do something like this to students when it's their senior year?
A National Honor Society and honor roll student, Christina thought she was in good standing. She and her mom met with the principal today and found out Christina is missing 1 assignment.
I went after school and finished the assignment today.
But you still can't go to the prom?
No, I still can't go. She told me if she changed it for me, then she would have to change it for other students.
The principal, Marilyn Patterson Grant, told News 8 her letter speaks for itself. She wrote, "Our ultimate long-term goal is to instill in our students a desire to make academic excellence a top priority." Christina's parents have already spent more than $500 on her shoes, jewelry, and dress. But for them, it's not about the money.
I can't believe it. I'm just not going to sit back and allow it to happen.
And the district tells News 8 the prom policy resulted in increased attendance and better behavior among students, and the principal wants to continue it next year. When News 8 first told you about Wilson's policy several weeks ago, we could not find another school district with a policy as strict as this one.
Well, you know, at least one parent tonight is very angry about this. Is this parent alone?
Well, it looks like it, Maureen. The district says no other parent has come forward so far to complain. And as for board members and district staff, I spoke with some informally earlier today, and they appeared to support the principal.
All right, Rachel Barnhart in the newsroom. Thank you. Well, what do you think about this prom policy? Call our listens line at 224-8888, extension 444. We play viewer comments every Friday at 6 and 11 in Feedback Friday.
The woman who fled town just days before her wedding in Georgia may have been planning her disappearance for days. Authorities say 32-year-old Jennifer Wilbanks cut her hair, secretly set aside some cash, and bought a one-way bus ticket to Austin, Texas a week before she was reported missing. She then took a bus to Las Vegas, then Albuquerque, New Mexico, where she eventually called police. Wilbanks told them she was kidnapped while jogging, but later admitted she just got cold feet. Police are looking at possible criminal charges. Wilbanks may also have to pay restitution.
Approximately $40,000 to $60,000 worth of taxpayers' money that we spent to search for her.
Tonight, Wilbanks is still hiding out at her parents' home. Her fiance says he has forgiven his bride-to-be. All across the country, you know, brides-to-be are watching the runaway bride saga.
As News 8's Katrina Irwin reports, there are a lot of reasons why brides get cold feet, but few find themselves in as much hot water.
There's no doubt about it. Planning a wedding can be a very stressful time. But contrary to what Hollywood might have you believe,
Where is she going? Don't. Lock the door!
Very few brides actually hit the highway after getting cold feet.
This was really to the extreme.
Angela Hall ought to know. She's been planning weddings in Rochester for the past 14 years. In that time, only 5 have called it off at the last minute.
Because no matter how hard you plan, there's going to be something that happens.
Her best advice, don't sweat the small stuff.
They get stressed out about really crazy things like the color of the flowers not matching the color of the dresses and the linens not matching the chair covers and just crazy little things.
They may seem like little details, but brides like Melissa Riley want the day to be perfect.
I still have like 6 weeks to get totally stressed out.
Her big day is inching closer and closer.
So your procession was your groom's mom and dad?
She hopes Angela, her planner, will help ease the stress.
I'm just trying to get organized, all the small details, making sure that everyone knows where to go and show up, and just kind of making sure that everyone's going to have a good time.
Including the couple, who should be looking forward to that special day, not looking at it from a rear-view mirror.
Just getting on a bus and taking off. I could see where somebody would do that.
Not only can a last-minute call-off be embarrassing, it can be costly, too. When you cancel just days in advance, you may wind up paying for everything in full. Still, some say that may be better than ending up in divorce court later on. Katrina Irwin, News 8 Now.
Rochester firefighters were busy tonight after a child accidentally started a fire on the city's north side. Investigators say the home on Ketchum Street has heavy smoke and fire damage. Officials were concerned people were trapped inside at first, but when they got in there, they didn't find anyone. Nobody was hurt. The Red Cross is helping 1 adult and 3 kids with emergency housing.
More than 800 bricklayers will be back on the job tomorrow morning at area construction projects. They walk picket lines today, like this one outside the Pittsford Library. Tonight, the president of their union tells News 8 his members are being forced back to work tomorrow because of federal regulations that he calls unfair. A 5-year contract between the bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Union and regional contractors expired Saturday. It's hoped that negotiations will resume next week.
And we're very hopeful that shortly we will have a new contract in place.
We want to get it done as quickly as possible. The longer it lasts, certainly the more difficult it is, but there are also other ways to get work done.
Union leaders will be in Washington tomorrow to talk strategy with the Bricklayers International.
Tonight, some Rochester residents want answers from police who made an unannounced visit to their home looking for an alleged parole violator. Steve Ice tells 8 on Your Side Rochester cops, state police, and parole officers knocked on his Dewey Avenue apartment door without a search warrant. He says they demanded to be let in to look for a suspect who believed to be living in another apartment in the building with his mother.
I said, yeah, well, he lives upstairs. He doesn't live here. This is a separate residence. They said, well, we're looking for him anyway. Then they proceeded to search through my home, looking through my kitchen cupboards, which is hardly a place for a large man to hide.
It was uncalled for. They had no reason to come down here. They hardly know my son. They've seen him a few times, but they don't know my son.
Police also searched the suspect's mother's apartment. That was her there. She lives upstairs, but they didn't find him. Rochester Police declined to comment to 8 on Your Side because it is now being investigated by the department's professional standards section. Nearly a decade after an on-the-job injury, a Buffalo firefighter is making a sudden and remarkable recovery.
Don Herbert suffered a severe brain injury in December 1995 when a roof collapsed on him while he was fighting a fire. For nearly 10 years, he was unable to speak until this weekend.
He spent most of the day catching up with his family. He spent most of the time with his family. He stayed up until early morning talking to his boys and catching up on what they've been doing over the last several years.
Doctors are still not sure what Don's prognosis is.
Now, weather on the 8s. Here's Chief Meteorologist Scott Hatzko with the exclusive Storm Watch 8 forecast.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. If you missed the earlier broadcast, first of all, you're forgiven. I understand we all have busy lives, but secondly, take a look at this. We have some new look for you here in the Weather Center. A little bit of a makeover or an improvement, if you will, and we'll get through it item by item throughout this weathercast. Temperature 40 degrees, dew point 32, wind out of the west-southwest, at 9 miles an hour. This map looks very similar. Some will be different. Some will be new. We have some new radars to show you, some Doppler network stuff that we're going to show you right now after we show you those numbers. Take a look the last 12 hours, and what we're showing you here, some scattered showers from Rochester further west, very isolated in nature. And how you should look at this map is that the blue areas are the lightest amount, and then the heavier returns from our radar sites showing up in the green, and then darker green, yellow, and severe weather usually goes into yellow to red, but we don't see that right now. Just a mainly scattered, showery kind of precipitation out there tonight. And tomorrow, it's going to be the same deal. We'll start out with a fair amount of sunshine, I think, a partly to mostly sunny sky at times, but then some afternoon showers going to kick back up. Temperatures in the neighborhood of 50. Some will stay in the upper 40s. Some may get into the low 50s. Maybe down in Geneseo, perhaps around 51. Batavia stays in the upper 40s tomorrow. Today, weather almanac 51, 39, well below average, but that is changing soon. Hey, just 4 years ago, we had a nice record of 85, and no 80s in the forecast, but we're warming on up. We're moving on up, just like the Jeffersons. Northeast satellite and radar, there you are, north and west. We really have a couple surface troughs or areas of low pressure at the surface. Not too impressive, but what they're doing is kicking up showers. One happening right now just west of us. You can see the showers there. Another one further north and west. And this is the one that we're watching carefully for tomorrow afternoon as it swings on in. It'll kick up that instability. We will see, again, some more showers popping on up, that self-destructive sunshine with the cold air aloft serving as the instability to make that air rise, and that's what will cause the problems. Surface map right now with the jet stream overlaid, so there that black line showing the next trough coming on through, front well to the east, low pressure, but aloft we still have this big trough and cold air residing in the northeast. That's why we cannot warm up. We have cold air upstairs, and as long as that's the case, my friends, it is a hard time to warm up, but at least no freeze warnings in effect tonight. But boy, you go into Michigan, northern Indiana, Illinois, also towards Eau Claire, Wisconsin, there are freeze warnings up with temperatures there dropping in probably to the mid and upper 20s in some of the deep valleys in those locations. Temperatures right now, 40 Rochester, Ottawa 37. You go north and west, you can see Marquette at 30 degrees at this hour. So back here tonight, it is a scattered shower or two, chilly. You can see the new look here on our forecast. We want to give you the best look at true weather out there in your skyline. That's why we have this kind of map up there. It's a beautiful looking image for the overnight tonight. Again, a couple scattered showers. Tomorrow we'll be up right around 50 degrees, a mostly to partly cloudy sky at times, and again, cool. Some scattered showers as well. Winds out of the west, 10 to 18. Take a look at it. Sunrise at 6:01, coming on down here a little bit past 8 o'clock. Have a look at the future, the new and improved next 5 days of your life, at least graphically anyway. Wednesday, mid-50s, mostly sunny. Ditto on Thursday. We're up to 62. Now, Friday and Saturday, we will get propelled up near at least the mid-60s, if not 70 by Sunday, with temperatures, again, getting warmer, nicer weather starting to cooperate.
Of course.
Looks good.
Sunday, Mother's Day, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're under the gun for a good forecast there. We're keeping our eyes on it. Right now, we're thinking around 70.
Oh,
yeah.
good enough.
That's for you, Mom.
See you at 18 past, Scott.
Right. Although it is only Monday.
That's right.
Must be careful.
Right. But it's fun to talk about the weekend always. Does duct tape really get rid of warts? Does a spoonful of sugar get rid of hiccups? Next, Elizabeth Harness separates fact from fiction in a special report, Medical Myths.
And later, toys that have stood the test of time and toys that haven't in the days of News 8 then.
I'm Sean Kutchko. A baseball suspension for banned substances leads to a promotion for a Rochester Red Wing. I'll have the story later in sports.
Take this steak and top it with mushrooms, shrimp, or cheese. There's no hesitating, a hot steak is waiting tonight at Applebee's. You better not try to stand in my way when they're topping steaks like these. So take this steak and top it tonight at Applebee's.
You call it in, we bring it out. Try Applebee's new Carside to Go.
Save money, simplify your life, and have fun too with All-in-One and Roadrunner. With Roadrunner, you get features DSL can't touch, like video mail, anti-spam software, and security features to protect your computer. Plus, download speeds 66% faster than Frontier DSL. Save money every month on internet access when you get Roadrunner and All-in-One together on one simple bill at one low price. So join the thousands who have made All-in-One a part of their lives. Call today.
This is News 8 Now at 11. See the difference with Kevin Doran, Maureen McGuire, John Kutchko, and Scott Hetzko with weather on the 8s.
Well, you heard them as a kid, you may believe them as an adult. We're talking about advice, you know, things like taking vitamin C will help shorten your cold.
At 6, we separated fact from fiction, and tonight in a special report, News 8's Elizabeth Harness sorts through even more medical myths.
It's an idea that frankly seems too weird to be a medical fact. Duct tape is an effective remedy for warts. True. Dermatologist Dr. Elizabeth Arthur in Irondequoit uses duct tape as a treatment for several of her patients with warts.
If you're diligent, probably anything can cure a wart.
A wart is really a virus that your body just doesn't recognize. Applying duct tape makes the dry surface moist, and that gets rid of the wart.
Gets that skin so moist and gooey underneath that your immune system finally says, all right, I give in, I'll get rid of this thing.
From warts on your hands to the veins in your legs, it's a statement many women are familiar with. Wearing those swanky high heels will lead to varicose veins. Or will they?
False.
Dr. Cynthia Shortell, a vascular surgeon at Strong Hospital, specializes in varicose vein removal.
High heels do not do anything to change the circulation in the skin or soft tissues to generate higher pressures causing varicose veins.
What does cause them? Heredity, obesity, hormones, trauma, and pregnancy. The next medical myths we looked into have to do with the common cold, remedies, that is. The first is vitamin C. Does increasing your intake at the onset of a cold really help you heal faster?
True.
Dr. Tom Campbell is the chair of the U of R's Department of Family Medicine.
It turns out that there is a very small benefit in shortening the length of time that you have symptoms.
Only if you take it at the onset of a cold and no more than 250 milligrams. And if you think that taking a daily dose of vitamin C will help you prevent a cold, think again.
There's no evidence that vitamin C daily will prevent colds.
Another remedy that has a lot of mystery surrounding it, echinacea. Does it really ward off infection?
It could be true or false. Neither are correct. That is, we do not know.
Fact is, if echinacea does have a benefit, it's probably small. There are so many different forms, pills, oils, teas, and so many studies done, the proof varies.
It's pretty definitive it doesn't help in kids, but in adults, some studies have shown some benefits and some have shown no benefits.
Our final medical myth, or fact, the hiccups. Everyone gets them, but does taking a spoonful of sugar at their onset really stop them?
False.
Dr. Taryn Katari at Unity Health says it's not the sugar that takes care of hiccups, it's the body's ability to calm down, relaxing the spastic nerve in the diaphragm, which is causing the problem.
Changing your mind, thought process, and letting your diaphragm rest, take a nice few deep breaths, and it should go away.
Okay, so how did you do? 10 out of 10 or maybe even 5 out of 10? Well, either way, you can check your accuracy online. We have the answers to all 10 medical myths on our website, WROC-TV.com. Click on features, then on Health Watch for those answers. Elizabeth Harness, News 8 Now.
Scott's back. He's tracking some falling temperatures.
What are you seeing out there, Scotty?
We're seeing a big old cool down tonight. That's right.
It's kind of like a big old hoedown.
Almost like a hoedown, except it's temperature. It's a temperature hoedown. All right, that's it. I won't dance. I refuse to. I won't do it. All right, take a look at our numbers through the overnight. We start with local cast at around now, and you can see how the temperatures behave by 6 o'clock. Yeah, they're down near 30 in Wellsville, mid-30s Dansville. So we start cool by the afternoon, warming back up into the 40s. So at the bus stop, take a look at it. There go the kids. They're all happy there on the bus. Jackets to start. Chilly air out there, temperatures in the mid and upper 30s. One thing that hasn't changed is the horn. Stay out of the way of the bus. All right.
That's right.
Sammy Hagar couldn't drive 55.
And you didn't have to either, thanks to a new law passed 10 years ago this week. Up next, more on our trip down memory lane in News 8 Then.
News 8 Now, Weather Break, brought to you by Ontario Honda in Canandaigua.
Our award-winning reputation for customer satisfaction is just one of the reasons why more and more people are buying their new and certified used Hondas from Ontario Honda, Canandaigua.
So? He went to Jared.
He went to Jared. Not every jewelry store gets this reaction, but nothing else is Jared, with 5 times the selection of ordinary jewelry stores.
Oh, he went to Jared.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
One word. Hip, contemporary, definitely cool, uncomplicated. Left of center? It's not one word, is it? Modern. That's one word.
Anderson Windows. Long live the home.
You know the people behind the desk, and they say hello to you.
You want someone that wants to help you solve your problems.
A convenient bank means to me 24-hour customer service.
Lots of ATMs, friendly service.
Hours where I'm available to come in, not just 9 to 5.
A bank where I feel like I'm a real customer and I'm appreciated.
I think it's important for a bank to have the capabilities of a big bank and the services of a small bank. We still need personal attention.
Read to Succeed, opening kids' imaginations by reading every day. As News 8 Now's John Kutchko stopped by school number 8 with books and Wendy's Kids Meals for All, Ms. Gilfaldi's second grade class was energized and ready to read.
I like to read because some things I can learn about that I don't know about.
Looking for us to come to your school? Log on to WROC-TV.com for details. Read to Succeed with Gallo and Iacovangelo, Jiva Theater, and News 8 Now.
Thank you, Read to Succeed!
What matters? For thousands of our neighbors, what matters is your support of the 2005 United Way Red Cross campaign. Please donate today.
Roadrunner, Rochester's fastest internet service, is now even faster. And with all-in-one, go faster and save up to hundreds of dollars every year. Only from Time Warner Cable.
This is News 8 Now.
Challengers may already be lining up for Hillary Clinton's Senate seat. This woman's one of them, Dr. Antonia Novello, New York State Health Commissioner for the past 6 years. She's also a former U.S. Surgeon General, and she is considering a run for U.S. Senate. Michael Long, state chairman of New York's Conservative Party, says he met with Novello about 2 weeks ago to discuss her possible candidacy for the seat, now held by the former First Lady. The Puerto Rican-born Novello has never run for public office.
Regardless of who runs, that's going to be an interesting race.
Should be.
Speed limits, skateboards, noise barriers.
Those are the headlines this week in history. Here's News 8 Now's Dave McKinley with News 8 Then.
10 years ago this week, when state lawmakers approved raising the speed limit back up to 65 for the first time in more than 20 years, Alabama became the first state in 30 years to restore prison chain gangs. And a Livingston County man named Al Schneider came out with a proposal to bring the Olympic Games to Avon. And he was quite serious about it this week in 1995. 20 years ago this week, a common sight today, noise barriers were just being proposed for neighborhoods along 490. Colby Chandler was head man at Kodak. Dan Gill was in charge at Bausch & Lomb. Tom Ryan and Lou Morin led the city and the county respectively. And T-Bone Shelby was knocking them out of the park for the Red Wings this week in 1985. 30 years ago this week, we lost one of the most prominent Rochester area politicians of the 20th century. At the time, Ken Keating was the U.S. ambassador to Israel. Before that, he'd been ambassador to India. Before that, a judge on the State Court of Appeals. Before that, a U.S. senator. And before that, a congressman. And when he won that Senate seat almost 50 years ago, who could know he would be the last person from this part of the state to ever be elected to that office? 75 years old when he died this week in 1975. 40 years ago this week, a fad born out west and inspired by the surfing craze was starting to catch on in Rochester, and then as now people were quick to pronounce skateboards a nuisance. Here are some of the very primitive-looking early models by today's standards, confiscated by Irondequoit police, responding to complaints about them this week in 1965. Speaking of playthings, Mattel held what used to be an annual show for local toy retailers to demo its latest wares. Some, like the baby doll here, have stood the test of time, but others, like this innocent-looking radio, oh, no, I don't think you'd find that one on the shelves now, do you? Yeah, it's relegated to the days of News 8 Then.
I think that was a nervous giggle that Dave McKinley.
Yes, a major league suspension, and it reaches even the Rochester Red Wings. John Kutchko will tell us about it.
And surgery for one of the Bills' top rookies. Find out what happened next.
Happy Mother's Day.
A Mother's Day game from the New York Lottery. I could win up to $300,000.
Oh.
Give the card every mom will enjoy. Mother's Day from the New York Lottery.
New chocolate strawberry flavored iced lattes from Dunkin' Donuts. Made with real espresso. Immerse yourself in one today. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back.
Pettis Pools and Patio, Rochester's recognized pool leader, asks, what are you planning for fun this summer? Why not vacation in your own backyard? Pettis has been building quality in-ground pools since 1962. We also have a great selection of above-ground pools to fit any budget. Vacation every day. Escape to a hot tub, the ultimate home improvement. Nothing says style better than the right set of patio furniture. Great selection and durability in every price range. Pettis Pools and Patio, making friends since 1962.
It's our best offer yet. Get Frontier high-speed internet for only $29.95 a month for 2 full years with Frontier choices. And get your first 3 months absolutely free. That's right, get Frontier's fastest internet service free for the first 3 months and only $29.95 a month thereafter with Frontier choices. Don't miss this limited time offer. It won't last long. Call 777-FREE. Hurry, offer ends May 14th.
So come on, make the switch today. It's the City Mattress Coupon Sale. Save an extra $60 to $160 off sale prices on everything you need to sleep.
They're just kids. Your kids, my kids, the neighbors.
Laughing, playing, running just for fun.
They want to grow up and into their dreams.
To dance on stage. To go to college. To see the world.
To be a family.
When the challenges are bigger than they are, we help.
Hillside believes in me.
And me. And me.
Hillside Family of Agencies.
Hillside believes in me.
And all the things I had in mind for you and me. They say something new. They say something new about you.
Now, News 8 Sports with John Kutchko.
Overall, NFL mini camps are a good thing, designed to bring players together well in advance of the season. Once in a while, they can breed injury, and once in a great while, serious injury. That's what happened to Bills' third-round pick Kevin Everett, tight end out of Miami. Friday, he hurt his leg. News today that it's a torn ACL of the left knee. He'll have surgery Wednesday, could be gone for the year. One other note, Cowboys signed running back Anthony Thomas. He visited the Bills on Friday. Twins pitcher Juan Rincon was suspended 10 days today for using a banned substance per Major League Baseball's enhanced drug policy. Rincon's agent says his client did nothing wrong. He will file an appeal, but Rincon has to begin serving his suspension, which will cost him about $24 grand in pay. As a result of today's news, Wings pitcher Scott Baker will be elevated to the Twins to fill the roster void. Here's Minnesota GM Terry Ryan.
You try to be informative to people and players and situations, and you try to get everything according to what you believe in. And sometimes you have a bump in the road. And right now we'll deal with this, and obviously it's an issue organizational-wide that affects a lot of us.
Yankees in Tampa tonight. This play said it all. Ray Sanchez, fly ball to right. Damon Hollins plays it like a rookie. Sanchez gets on board, and another look. Hollins simply overran the ball. He whiffed there. Next batter was Gary Sheffield. Ropes a double to right. Sanchez scores. Awful defense by Tampa Bay tonight. Yanks go on to win 6-2 the final. NBA playoffs, Rockets and Mavericks, Game 5. Jeff Van Gundy earlier today fined $100 grand for ripping the officiating in the NBA. Jason Terry for the Mavericks. The miss here. Dirk Nowitzki with the jam. Mavs led by 6. However, Houston only down by 3. Final seconds. Tracy McGrady misses the free throw intentionally. Has one chance to tie it. Doesn't go. And Dallas holds on to win 103-100. They lead the series 3-2. And the Amerks will play their first game in 8 days. Wednesday, Game 1 of their North Division Finals against Manitoba. The team worked out this morning. Sabres coach Lindy Ruff on hand, along with Chris Thorburn and Michael Ryan, both fully recovered from injuries. A big reason why that first-round sweep was so important.
I think it was crucial for me and Chris Thorburn especially. I personally thought, maybe I'd play one of the games in the series, but the way the guys were playing and they were able to sweep was really important for me and Chris to get those few extra days and know that we can rehab some more. We don't have to, push too hard in practice.
So the first 2 games here at Blue Cross Arena, Wednesday and Friday, then they go to Manitoba for 3 games next week.
Getting stronger as the playoffs go on.
Yeah, the rest really helped them out.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John. On May 2nd, it's time to turn on the fireplace.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Across the Northeast tonight in America, we have freeze warnings up all over the place.
It's strange.
It's ridiculous, yes. Take a look at the forecast overnight. Down to 34, rain or snow showers. That's right, it's May. All right, then tomorrow up to a balmy 50. But it gets
April
better.
Fools?
Yeah, May Fools. May Fools.
Thanks, Scotty.
All right.
A glass ring thrown into the ocean is recovered.
Next, the tale of a symbol of love and heartbreak, gone for 40 years.
J. Milton Eckert's drugstore was filled with pretty much every medication you could buy in 1898. The one thing customers always counted on was the quality of care he gave everyone, every time. Something that hasn't changed in over 100 years. Today at Eckert Pharmacy, you'll find that same care, along with everything else you need at prices you'll love. Continuing a tradition for value, and values started long ago by J. Milton himself. Eckert, America's family pharmacy.
Stunning's a good word.
Sensual, passionate.
Finicky, not missing the details.
Playful.
Surprising.
Definitely eclectic.
Contemporary, a touch of artiste.
Fabulous.
Solid.
Rugged.
Simple, open, uncomplicated.
Colorful.
Unique, original.
Beautiful inside and out.
Anderson Windows. Long live the home. Nothing says summer like Tim Hortons Ice Cap. Totally creamy, totally cool. Try it with 2% milk or 1% chocolate. Just $2.09.
Today, upstate New York faces rising property taxes, job losses, and severe budget deficits. Now there's a proposal in Albany to force upstate taxpayers to pay $300 million tax dollars on a football stadium in Manhattan. That's just not right. Upstate taxpayers shouldn't be forced to pay for a football stadium that they won't use and can't afford. Say no to a West Side stadium.
Love our Kohler awning. There's lots of reasons why Western New Yorkers love their Kohler awning. Besides protecting you from the outside elements, a Kohler awning is like adding another room. You'll wonder how you ever enjoyed your backyard without one.
You'll have it made in the shade.
The daily number from the New York Lottery is 768, and your win for tonight is 6319. Quick look now at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Rochester from 5 to 7 a.m.
We'll have consumer advice to help full-figured women find the right fit. Plus, some of the brightest up-and-coming performers will be at the Guitars and Stars concert this week. We'll have a live preview and a little spring cleaning in the kitchen. See if an organizer eliminates clutter or simply spoils your space. George O'Neill never thought he would be wearing his class ring after he threw it into the ocean nearly 40 years ago.
Oh, you never forget a first love, do you? And way back in 1965, O'Neill gave his high school ring to his sweetheart before he headed off to college. But soon after, heartbreak. She decided she wanted to break up and she returned the ring. Well, O'Neill says he tossed the now jaded ring into the ocean in Georgia. But just weeks ago, O'Neill got an email from someone saying that while searching the sand along a Florida beach with a metal detector, they found the ring.
Just amazed at how good it looks. It's in perfect shape, and it's been under the ocean for 40 years. It's in perfect shape. The only thing wrong with it is I think it shrunk because it doesn't fit on my finger anymore.
I don't think the ring shrunk. O'Neill says he now plans to wear the ring when he goes to his 40th class reunion next month. That's pretty great.
I wonder if his old sweetheart will be there.
Oh, I'm sure she's hearing about it now.
Letterman's next.
Thanks for choosing Channel 8. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching News 8 now at 11. If you know of a news story or see breaking news, call pound 888, a free call on your Verizon wireless cell phone, or email us at newsroom@WROC-TV.com.